Hi guys, welcome back. This is Eleni, the Anatomy and Physiology tutor in the NIP program, and today I want to give you guys a little presentation on glial cells and nerve regeneration. If you're interested in any other information on the neurosensory system, go ahead and visit the NIP Commons for more videos. So, what are glial cells? Well, glial cells are supporting cells of neurons. So we're going to find these throughout our nervous system, and they're going to make sure our neurons have everything that they need to stay alive and perform their function adequately. They make up almost half of the mass of our brain and our spinal cord. And there are microglial cells and macroglial cells. Let's talk about microglia. Microglia, these are going to be smaller based on their name, micro. And these are going to have the immune function that we need to make sure our neurons are staying healthy and they're not being threatened by, harmful substances. So they're going to multiply when the brain is damaged, and they're going to move freely throughout our brain. And of course, they're going to serve an immune function, and they're macrophages, which means they're going to phagocytize anything that might be alien or a threat to our body. So that's this little brown cell right here. Next, we have our macroglia. And we have a couple different types of macroglia based on their location. So we have some that are unique to the central nervous system, and then we have some that are unique to the peripheral nervous system. Let's talk about all of them. So we have our astrocytes. Now these, I kind of think of the astrocytes as the mother cell. They're going to really take care of the neuron and provide it with support and rapid transport of materials, making sure that the neuron has all of its nutrients, and it's going to phagocytize anything that might be harmful, and it's really just going to maintain the neuron. And that's these right here. They kind of look like stars. They're also going to maintain the blood-brain barrier. So the blood-brain barrier is basically a isolation of our blood that's particular to our brain. So our circulatory system provides blood to the tissues in our body, and we have a certain circulatory system in our brain that's going to make sure that any harmful substances or toxins that might be circulating in the rest of our blood is not going to enter our brain. So it's a barrier that prevents substances that might be harmful that are circulating in our blood from entering our brain. So the astrocytes are going to maintain this blood-brain barrier. And then we have oligodendrocytes. Oligodendrocytes are going to create the myelin sheath that we find on our axons. So that's this guy right here. It's going to create the myelin sheath. If we're talking about the peripheral nervous system, the myelin sheath is going to be created by Schwann cells. And then we have our ependymal cells. These are going to line the ventricles of our brain, and they're going to aid in the secretion and formation of cerebrospinal fluid, which is right here. Cerebrospinal fluid is very important in removing wastes and providing nutrients to the brain, as well as, preventing damage and absorbing shock. And then, of course, we have our microglia, which we learned on the last slide, performs an immune function and is going to phagocytize anything that might be harmful to our brain. Lastly, we have our satellite cells. These are going to be the astrocyte equivalent in the peripheral nervous system. So they're going to take care of the nerves in the peripheral system and make sure they have all the nutrients and stuff that they need as well. Okay, lastly, I want to talk about nerve regeneration. This is occurring when new cells are going to sprout from the branches of axons. So let's say you have an injury to the axon. What's going to happen is the axon is going to regenerate, and the part that was cut off is going to degenerate. Now, the central nervous system, that the neurons found in the central nervous system have a less ability to regenerate than the ones in the peripheral nervous system. They're definitely not as capable of regeneration as the rest of your body cells. Astrocytes are going to play an important role in regeneration in terms of your central nervous system. And sometimes in your peripheral nervous system, the fibers may grow within the myelin sheath. Okay, that's it for that presentation. Go ahead and visit the NIP Commons if you need any more help, and thanks for coming.